Hello, welcome, and in this video I want to talk about relationships and the importance of having those hard conversations. Now, although I'm going to be talking a lot about relationships in terms of romantic relationships, this also goes to say for relationships with friends, relationships with colleagues or bosses, as well as relationships with yourself. So let's talk about hard conversations and the importance of having hard conversations with your partner, your romantic partner, your friends, your colleagues, your bosses, and with yourself. I remember when my dad first started telling me this, have those hard conversations with your partner, be willing to have those hard conversations. And in the past, I kind of just brushed that off to the side, being like, oh, we do have hard conversations when they come up. But now that I have realized that, yes, we did used to have, or I do have hard conversations, or we have hard conversations with others all the time, it is also very common for us to kind of brush those hard conversations under the rug, brush them aside and avoid them because we're kind of like, it's not worth fighting over, or it's not worth bringing it up. It'll come when it comes, and maybe I'll just deal with it myself. But those hard conversations are what brings people together. It makes you and your partner or the other person face those hard conversations head on, whether it's with your romantic partner or again with your friends, your colleagues, or your bosses, or even with yourself. Having those hard conversations faces them head on. It brings light to those shadows. So if you've ever heard of shadow work, I believe these hard conversations has part to do with that. So whether it's about, money, sex, friendship, triggers, what else? All those common things that affect relationships, whether it's your relationship with your partner or your relationship with yourself or someone else, those hard conversations are the most important ones to have. So I am encouraging you to don't just brush it under the rug, don't just push it aside, face them head on, because I don't want to say those conversations are what makes or breaks a relationship, but I do believe that those hard conversations is what makes those relationships stronger, because I found that more often than not, having those hard conversations actually brings you closer to whoever it is you're having that hard conversation. And even though it may be extremely tough, extremely triggering and emotional to have those hard conversations at the time, once those conversations have concluded, you are closer to that person. You are closer to your partner. You're closer to your friend. You're closer to your colleague and your boss, and you're closer to yourself. Now, if something comes up where, you talk about money and you guys are still on completely opposite sides of the page or on different pages and you have different values about that, well, that's extremely important to know, and it's extremely important to have that conversation. And I think, relationships, there should always be some compromise on both sides, so, you should be able to listen to the other person's point of view, just like the other person should be able to listen to your point of view. And then you guys come together to a conclusion to tackle it head on together as a team, because it's never you and that person against each other, but it's always that you and that person against the issue, against the topic. Again, no matter if it's with your partner or with a friend, a colleague, a boss, or with yourself, having that hard conversation is key to overcoming it together, overcoming it and moving past it stronger. If you just brush it aside, if you just push it under the rug, it may avoid that hard conversation, that conflict. in the short term, but trust me, it's not going to resolve it. It's just going to build up over time, and it's going to be harder to talk about it over time. And it might even just blow up and be something that it's much bigger than it needed to be because you let it boil up, because you weren't able to talk about it at the first place. So again, whether it's about money, sex, your love languages, your triggers, your fears, your concerns, your goals, your values, where you want to live, how you want to live, your family, what kind of family you want to build, work, like how you approach work, the priorities of work, or with yourself, those hard conversations are the most important conversations to have. And the sooner that you get better at bringing up those conversations and tackling them head on with some emotional control and being able to talk about it without letting it blow up out of proportion, the stronger you'll be, the quicker you'll be, the better you'll be at having these conversations, and the more confident you'll be at bringing them on because you know that you can face them head on. So this video is about hard conversations. It's about tackling those hard conversations head on. Again, whether it's with your partner or with your friend, your colleague, your boss, your family members, or yourself, bring those conversations to light. Do that shadow work. Put light into that shadow. Put light into that issue so that you can talk about it head on, talk about it honestly, and face it head on, because that is when you'll overcome them and you'll be stronger from it. So this is a reminder to have those conversations. This is an encouragement to have those tough conversations, because those tough conversations are the most important ones to have. Anyways, I hope you like this video. I wish you best of luck in having those tough conversations. I know that it will make you stronger. I know you'll be able to overcome them, and I wish you best of luck on your journey. I hope you like this video. I will see you on the next one.